So thousands of truckers have been taken off the road in a single day. Single day, all right? And this was from the government. This is so strange that this happened because, I mean, the truckers are already facing massive problems right now, all right? Diesel prices are at all-time high. Just looked at the average diesel price. It's still $4.97 nationwide. $4.97. It's incredible. And the high just a couple months ago was like $5.89 or something like that in June. All right, so it's gone down a little bit, but it's still super high. What it was last year, this state last year was like $3.22. So they're getting hit left and right, and now over 10,000 truckers have been taken off the road in a single day. All right, it was over 16,000, I believe, exactly. And this was from a quote like inspection blitz. All right, so I guess this is something that's important, you know, that it's like safety is important, but they only had like 50,000 inspections, and this ended up in like 16,000 trucks being taken off the road. All right, so what's the percentage of that? That's a huge percentage. That's like a third of all the trucks they inspected they took off the road, and they could do this anywhere at any time at any moment. All right, and yeah, this is for safety, but a lot of it was just kind of like BS, like, oh, the tire pressure was off and or your brakes weren't perfect, or this and that, or this light has a crack. It was a lot of just like little BS nitpicking things. They probably got fines for it as well. Let me know if you're a trucker that got affected by this, because this is crazy. They did this blitz like last week, all right? And we're already suffering like supply chain issues, shortages, backlogs, shipping problems, railroad issues, all this stuff. And now we're gonna take tens of thousands of truckers off the road. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, there probably could have been a few hundred, maybe like 1,000 that should have been taken off, but this seemed like a very high percentage to only be like 50,000 inspections to have 16,000 taken out. All right, and trucks are also facing a diesel exhaust fluid shortage. So it's called DEF fluid, diesel exhaust fluid, and it's critical to all these newer semi engines. All right, they have to have this just to start their engine, and it's for like emissions and all that good gravy. It's kind of BS, honestly, that they have to have this extra fluid just to start their car, but I guess that's the rules. That's like the EPA rules. All right, it's kind of BS, honestly. I doubt it really does anything. I doubt it's that critical, but I don't really know. What do I know? All right, but there's also shortages of this. All right, I've seen truckers say that they've had to like wait overnight at places because they try to stop somewhere. They're low on diesel exhaust fluid. They stop at a Love's or something, and like they don't have it, and they have to wait overnight to like get it, somebody pick it up for them, or get it in the next morning, or whatever. All right, so this is a real issue, and this is on top of everything else. All right, right now is the biggest backlog of shipping containers in the Gulf of Mexico since the start of all this stuff. All right, you remember last year it was like super backed up on the West Coast. All right, in California, all the shipping containers, there was like lines. It was like 150 shipping containers. Sorry, my mouth's super dry. It's stinking hot. It's 98 degrees here right now, and the wind is blowing like crazy. It just feels like the desert out here right now. It's nuts. But now in the Gulf of Mexico, all right, there's over 150 ships that are backlogged there because they went to the Gulf of Mexico. They're like, oh, I'm gonna try to go there. They started going there now, and now they're backed up there. All right, So, and these ships move containers, all right? They move the containers around. The trains move containers. That's why this train strike was so critical, all right? Thankfully, an update on it. Thankfully, they came to a decision. They were about to declare an emergency for it just to keep the rails going, because this is harvest time for farmers and they also need these grain carts on the trains. But they reached a decision for it, thank God, and they are going to continue, all right? The trains are going to keep moving. So that's a massive win for us, because if that would have went down, it just would have been chaos, guys. It would have been just like the acceleration of all this stuff, all right? We're going to see food shortages already coming in 2023 from this harvest, all right? It's already just to give you some numbers. I know I keep saying these numbers, but to remind you to keep getting prepared, all right? Lowest corn harvest since 2012. Lowest winter wheat harvest since 1963, all right? Lowest rice harvest since 1950s. This is all in America. This is all in America. These are massive calories that are being cut back. Think of the population in America in the 50s and 60s, and that's the yields that we're having. We're having like yields equivalent to that, all right? So get prepared, don't stop, guys, all right? Thankfully, this rail crisis was averted, because that would have contributed. All this grain that's being harvested would have just rotted, all right? Because the silos are only so big, and then they need to dump the silos into the grain carts. So let me know what you guys are seeing. What are you seeing in your area? What are you doing to get prepared? We are trying our best to get our homestead going, to get some land, to get stuff going, but we keep running into issues, all right? We still got our chickens, don't worry, but we want to get growing. We want to get a garden. We want to get a winter garden. We want to really dig in homesteading again, all right? We want to go hard this winter. We want to grow lots of food, have lots of stuff. So let me know what you're doing. Even if you're in a cold climate, all right, you can still grow stuff. You can still push the boundaries and grow just in an unheated greenhouse, a little cattle panel greenhouse, all right? Look into that. I have like some super old videos from like 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe now, of like a cattle panel greenhouse. I think I'm like standing in front of it, talking about it, all this stuff. I might even be wearing the same shirt. I'm serious. Seriously might be wearing the same shirt. Don't go look at that video, because that video is so old and it'll mess up this video. It'll mess up the algorithm and all that stuff if you're watching these old videos. Don't worry about it. It's a garbage video. It's like 2 minutes long, but don't worry about it. Don't watch it. I'm just saying, I've had a cattle panel greenhouse for years and years and years, and I love those, all right? Loved it. They're sturdy and they just hold up well, and they're super easy to build, and they're nice, all right? They're nice. They're a nice little build, and they stay pretty warm, all right? So let me know what you guys are doing. Sorry I'm rambling here at the end about all this stuff, but keep getting prepared, guys. Stay motivated. Get your garden, get your cans, get your bags of rice, get some chickens, get some ducks, get a goat, get some microgreens, get a garden, get some lettuce growing, get whatever growing, get kale growing for the winter, whatever, all right? Whatever I just said there that clicked for you, do it, and you guys have a big old blessed day. Thanks, guys.